Hello, and welcome to the second semi-final of Quizzing with the Comedians, third edition. Cool. On that note, let me introduce the four semi-finalists. Our first semi-finalist is back again in semi-finals. She was a part of the last two semi-finals as well. One of the most, I keep saying this every time I introduce her, one of the most enthusiastic participants of Quizzing with the Comedians. She won. She had a very last gasp victory in the quarterfinal, but she's here. Give it up for Malika Dua.
Hello, hi.
एवरी टाइम आई सी दिस फ्रेम मलिका हाँ मलिका के साथ किसी भी जूम कॉल में मैं देखता हूँ बोलता हूँ ये एकदम कोई मस्त फाइन डाइनिंग रेस्टोरेंट लग रहा है दिल्ली का.
I hate those lights. I want them out of my room. They're so cheap. The spotlights from the 90s. They need to go.
5 मिनट में आप दाल मखनी ऑर्डर करने वाले हो.
और वो रंग बिरंगी सॉस जो होती है ना वो वाली वो चीनी वाली.
But welcome Malika. Always a pleasure.
Thank you. It's good to be back.
You in Quizzing the Comedians. Next participant, he's also in semi-final for the second time. Back-to-back semi-finalists, had a great quarter-final where he and Varun Grover have qualified for semi-final. Give it up for Nihal Parashar.
Hello.
Hello Nihal. Say hi to Malika. Malika, say hi.
Hello, hi.
On that note, again, this is turning out to be like mera all-star favorite participants, because the next participant is she destroyed in her semi-final yesterday, defeated Kanan Gill, and she's here as a winner of quarterfinal 2. And since she's such a close friend, I know that unka pura attitude hi kal se change ho gaya, guys. So I'm warning the three of you, because she has become like really badass. So बोल रही है कि मैं मचाने वाली हूँ आज सेमीफाइनल में. So give it up for Sulagna Panigrahi.
I'm very humble, guys. ये सब ठीक है. I'm humble person. Hi everyone. Hello. मैं बहुत change हो गई. Success मेरे दिमाग पे चढ़ गई. Seriously, no expectations of it. Because मैं बहुत ऐसे trash talk कर रही हूँ and all that. But I think now that अब quiz शुरू होने वाला है तो मैं वापस humble बन गई.
Thank you Sulagna for being here. Next participant is again someone very very close friend who once famously said in the first edition कि मैं तो सिर्फ इसलिए आता हूँ क्विजिंग में कि बचपन में किसी दोस्त के यहाँ पूजा होती थी तो जाना पड़ता था, कि बैठे रहते थे कुछ करने को नहीं होता था, बट दोस्त के घर पे तो भी मना थोड़ी कर सकते हैं. बट लाइक कभी तो एक दिन आएगा जब मैं क्वार्टर फाइनल से आगे बढ़ के सेमीफाइनल में खेलने का मौका मिलेगा. एंड आई थिंक टुडे इज दैट डे. सो गिव इट अप फॉर जाकिर खान.
हेलो. बहुत शुक्रिया. बड़ा एहसान साहब आप लोगों को.
चलिए, सो आप चारों को पता है हाउ इट वर्क्स, तो मुझे जरूरत नहीं है ज्यादा एक्सप्लेन करने की. आप सब क्या बोलते हैं, सीजन्ड प्लेयर्स हैं, तो सबको पता है कैसे वर्क करता है. तो हम पीपीटी खोलेंगे और क्विजिंग शुरू करेंगे. सो पहले ऑर्डर है मलिका, निहाल, सुलग्ना, जाकिर. क्वेश्चन नंबर 13 से ऑर्डर है जाकिर, सुलग्ना, निहाल, मलिका. ठीक है. विनर विल क्वालिफाई फॉर फाइनल. आप चारों में से एक, जैसे क्वार्टर फाइनल में 2 हो रहे थे, सेमीफाइनल में 1 क्वालिफाई होगा. क्वेश्चन नंबर 1 टू Malika, Luxo Jr. Okay, or Luxo Jr. is one of the most iconic characters in pop culture. When I say most iconic, I will also say कि हम सबने देखा है Luxo Jr. ठीक है? That is a extra hint for all of you. हम सबने देखा है इसको. Though he appeared in a standalone film in 1986, he hasn't starred in any new film since. Although Luxo Jr. की एक अपने आप में फिल्म आई थी 1986 में, but उसके बाद से he hasn't been in a starred in any new film since then. The reason for this might be his slightly violent tendencies. Okay, so Luxo Jr. को थोड़ा violent tendency है. So what does he do? What he enjoys is that he enjoys crushing and flattening things with his bare body. Okay, so he enjoys crushing and flattening things with his bare body. Who is Luxo Jr.? कहाँ आपने देखा है इसको? कौन है ये? That is the question. Or something to do with the world of films. तो ये ऑलरेडी हिंट आ गया. एक बार दोबारा देखते हैं क्या क्या. एक फिल्म 1986 में सिर्फ इनकी आई थी, बट हमको उस फिल्म के बारे में कोई आइडिया नहीं है. आई एम प्रीटी श्योर हमने वो फिल्म भी नहीं देखी है. ठीक है, बट हम सबने फिर भी इसको देखा है. और ये इसको द थिंग ही एंजॉयज द मोस्ट इज दैट ही एंजॉयज क्रशिंग एंड फ्लैटनिंग थिंग्स विथ हिज बेयर बॉडी. व्हाट डू यू थिंक, हु इज लुक्सो जूनियर? फिल्म्स की दुनिया में कोई किसी को हमने बहुत देखा हुआ है जिसको ये काम करने बहुत मजा आता है.
I would guess the Hulk, but Hulk has appeared in many films, right? So I don't know. I'll pass.
Pass. Okay, passing
Yeah.
to Nihal.
मेरा भी गेस हल्क ही है, हल्क.
सुलग्ना.
Is it Tom and Jerry the dog?
No, not Tom
The
and
dog
Jerry.
in Tom and Jerry?
नहीं. जाकिर.
ये जस्ट अगेन आर्नोल्ड श्वार्ज़नेगर.
नहीं, नॉट आर्नोल्ड श्वार्ज़नेगर. तो ठीक है, एक हिंट देते हैं और फिर 5 पॉइंट का हो जाएगा. विल स्टार्ट विद मलिका. हिंट इज कि लुक्सो जूनियर एक्चुअली एक लैंप है. लैंप.
The Pixar का lamp.
Yeah, the Pixar lamp is correct. Malika gets 5 points. He enjoys crushing and flattening things with his bare body. The
What a
Pixar
lovely
lamp.
question.
Okay. Pixar lamp is actually called Luxo Junior. इसकी एक खुद की फिल्म आई थी 86 में, but हमने obviously नहीं देखा है. But we have seen him so many times in films, and the thing that he enjoys the most is that he comes on screen and then crushes things with his own body and flattens.
I know.
Okay. So Pixar lamp. 5 points to Malika. Next, direct to Nihal. Nihal, the Gwalior Fort is famous for being the place where Jhansi's Rani Lakshmi Bai had her last stand. Okay? It is also called the pearl in the necklace of the forts of the Hind. It also has importance in history as a tablet was found here, which generated a lot of interest, as it was the first recorded usage of something that we Indians pride ourselves on. What was there on the planet? Putfanda. So एक बार देखते हैं वापस क्या क्या है. ग्वालियर फोर्ट की बात हो रही है, जिसका हिस्टोरिकल इंपॉर्टेंस बहुत सारा है. पहला ये कि रानी झांसी वहां से लड़ी थी. दूसरा ये कि मतलब इस फोर्ट बहुत सुंदर है वगैरह वगैरह वगैरह. बट जिस चीज की हम बात कर रहे हैं वो ये है कि इस यहाँ पे एक टैबलेट मिला था जिसमें सपोजिटली पहली बार कोई चीज यूज हुई थी. ठीक है, पहली बार किसी चीज का यूसेज था जो इस टैबलेट में रिकॉर्डेड है, और कोई ऐसी चीज है जिसमें हम इंडियंस बहुत प्राइड लेते हैं. व्हाट वाज देयर ऑन द टैबलेट? पुटफंडा.
एनी चांस सत्यमेव जयते लिखा था क्या उस टैबलेट पे?
नहीं, सत्यमेव जयते नहीं था. सत्यमेव जयते उपनिषद से है. सुलग्ना.
Is it something related to toilets or taking bath?
टॉयलेट्स और बाथ्स? नो. जाकिर.
Is it जब जीरो दिया मेरे भारत ने?
Yes, that is correct. It's the first usage of zero ever used. This was Gwalior Fort. They found a tablet which had the first recorded usage of zero, which we Indians take pride on कि हमने zero invent किया. Great crack. Zero is correct. First recorded usage of zero.
जब जीरो दिया मेरे भारत ने.
10 points to Zakir. Beautiful answer. Okay. Next, direct to Malika. Alan Octavian Dash. Okay, नाम हमने सरनेम हटा दिया. Alan Octavian Dash was the son of the radical politician Joseph Dash. He entered the Indian civil service in Bengal in 1849. After serving as magistrate in the district of Etawah, which is in modern UP, at the time of the Indian Mutiny of 1857-58, he was assigned to the Board of Revenue in the northwestern provinces. During 1870 to 1879, he worked for the central government of India as secretary in the Revenue and Agricultural Department. Now, here comes the problem. His views favoring greater participation for Indians in government affairs created difficulties. Okay, and he returned to provincial administration. चल, अब हम इसका करियर देख रहे थे. 1849 में बंगाल में आए, फिर 57-58 में यूपी में थे, फिर 9 साल और कहीं कहीं काम किया. बट प्रॉब्लम ये है कि इन्होंने बोला कि इंडियंस का और हिस्सा होना चाहिए गवर्नमेंट ऑफिस में. फाइनली ही रिटायर्ड. On his retirement from the civil service in 1882, he involved himself in political activities and aimed at giving Indians a more democratic representational government. By the time he left India, so he left India in 1894, he was no longer able to control the nationalist movement, क्योंकि इंडिया छोड़ दिया तो इंडिया के मूवमेंट में क्या ही कंट्रीब्यूट कर पाते तब तक. Also because in India the radical ideas were gaining force. He retired to Dulwich district of London. He participated in and financed radical political causes, serving as president of the Dulwich Liberal Association from 1894 until his death. अब इतनी लंबी चौड़ी राम कहानी के बाद, just tell me what is his biggest contribution to Indian history? Why is this person important in the history of India?
So A.O. Hume was one of the founders of the Indian National Congress.
Yeah, beautiful answer. 10 points. We are talking about Alan Octavian Hume or A.O. Hume, and he founded the Indian National Congress. Okay. A.O. Hume founded the Indian National Congress, that is 1885. So if you look at the timeline also, you will see कि 82 में रिटायर हो गए और फिर पॉलिटिक्स का काम शुरू किया, 3 साल बाद कांग्रेस फॉर्म हो गई और फिर कुछ साल बाद चले गए. A.O. Hume, beautiful answer. 10 points to Malika. Next direct will be to Nihal. Nihal, Apasmara is a character from Hindu mythology who we have all seen but never paid much attention to. ठीक है? So Apasmara character हम सब ने देखा तो है, but obviously हम सब इतना popular नहीं, we have not paid much attention to. Apasmara was a dwarf who represents ignorance and epilepsy. Okay, Apasmara was a dwarf who represents ignorance and epilepsy. Now comes the important hint: depictions of X. Now X is something that we need to crack. Depictions of X show him वो है जो हमको crack करना है, crushing Apasmara under his feet. ठीक है, ये पहला set of hint है. Now second hint to help you. This is kind of poetic, as the word Apasmara is similar to that of the biggest competitor of a brand, eponymous भूल जाइए, a brand called X. तो वापस सारे हिंट देखते हैं. हम एक कैरेक्टर की बात कर रहे हैं हिंदू मैथोलॉजी से, जो हम सबने देखा है बट कभी ज्यादा अटेंशन नहीं दिया. ठीक है, कहाँ देखा है हमने देखा है, जब भी इनको देखा है अपस्मरा को, हमने देखा है कि X उनको अपने फीट के नीचे क्रश कर रहे हैं. ठीक है, अब आते हैं सेकंड पार्ट पे. बड़ी इंटरेस्टिंग सी एक और संजोग की बात है, कोइंसिडेंस की बात है कि अपस्मरा is also similar to a brand, एक दूसरा ब्रांड नेम है जो अपस्मरा से सिमिलर, जिसका सबसे बड़ा जो कॉम्पिटिटर है उसका नाम भी X है. ठीक है, तो ये सारे हिंट्स पे थोड़ा ध्यान से देखें और बताएं कि X क्या है.
यानी X एक ब्रांड भी है.
X एक ब्रांड भी है, करेक्ट.
ठीक है, पास.
ओके, सुलग्ना.
Nataraj and Apsara.
Beautiful answer. It is Nataraj. 10 points to Sulagna.
What a cute question.
Nataraj is correct. Nataraj is correct. So नटराज की हम बात कर रहे थे. नटराज के पैर के नीचे जो ड्वार्फ हमने हमेशा देखा है वो अपस्मरा है, और अपस्मरा इज सिमिलर टू अप्सरा, जिसका सबसे बड़ा कॉम्पिटिटर इज नटराज पेंसिल. अप्सरा पेंसिल एंड नटराज. 10 points to Sulagna. Next question will be to Sakir. In the early 1970s, X was used to thaw relations between China and the United States. ठीक है, so China और US के बीच 1970s में किसी एक चीज की वजह से रिलेशनशिप फाइनली थोड़े इंप्रूव हुए, क्योंकि तब तक अच्छे नहीं चल रहे थे. Much to Western official surprise, Western मतलब in this case of course US, the American World Champion X team, तो बेसिकली कोई स्पोर्ट्स की बात कर रहे हैं, the American World Champion X team was invited to visit China in 1971. तो लोग बहुत सरप्राइज हो गए क्योंकि चाइना किसी को बुलाता नहीं था, अपनी अलग दुनिया में रहता था. Much to everyone's surprise, in 1971 China called X, where they played a series of friendly matches against the Chinese team. Why this event is so important is because the athletes became the first Americans to visit China in an official capacity since 1949. Okay. This action signified a major shift in international alliances and led to President Richard Nixon's trip to Beijing in 1972. So एक बार समराइज करते हैं कि ये why is this story so important. ये इसलिए है क्योंकि जब से चाइना में माओ जेडोंग का जो रिवोल्यूशन हुआ, जिसको चाइनीज कम्युनिस्ट रिवोल्यूशन बोलते हैं, उसके बाद से चाइना अपने शेल में चला गया कि हम अपना देख रहे हैं, तुम लोग मतलब अपना देख लो. बट सभी लोग सरप्राइज हो गए. इन 1971 दे इनवाइटेड अ पर्टिकुलर स्पोर्ट्स टीम टू कम एंड विजिट चाइना. इट वाज सो इंपॉर्टेंट कि इतने सालों बाद someone was officially invited to China, and then relationship suddenly improved क्योंकि एक साल बाद Nixon himself went to China. So what sport played such a big role in this friendship, or sort of in thawing the relationship between United States and China?
In early 1917 Republic of China कौन सा स्पोर्ट रहा होगा जिसमें अमेरिका the athlete became the first American to visit China in an official capacity since Chinese Communist Revolution 1994. This action signaled a major shift to international alliance and led to President Taekwondo.
नहीं, not Taekwondo. Malika.
I have a name, but it might be very racist, so I don't know if I should say it.
Go for it.
Was it ping pong?
Yeah, it was ping pong, famously showed in
Wow.
Forrest Gump.
Pong
फॉरेस्ट गंप में जब रिचर्ड निक्सन मतलब बेसिकली फॉरेस्ट गंप जाता है और चाइना में ऐसा
और
पिंग
पूरा
पोंग वगैरह खेलने लगता है और दुनिया बदल जाती है. सो पिंग
Ping
पोंग और
pong
टेबल टेनिस.
diplomacy, no?
हाँ, पिंग पोंग डिप्लोमेसी. पिंग पोंग डिप्लोमेसी बोलते हैं इस पूरे इवेंट को.
याद
टेबल. तो बेसिकली इतने सालों बाद चाइना इनवाइटेड यूएस का टेबल टेनिस टीम और पूरा हेल्प. ओके, कूल. 10 points to Malika. Next direct to Nihal.
जी.
Born in 63 BC, X grew up in a town about 25 miles southeast of Rome. His father was a senator who died unexpectedly when he was 4. So his father died when he was 4, like X was 4. And his mother was Y's niece. तो अब नया बंदा इंट्रोड्यूस हो गया, X और Y. X की माँ Y की niece थी, ठीक है?
अच्छा.
As a child, X presumably saw little to none of his great uncle. However, he gained Y's trust and began spending more and more time with him, including during a military campaign in Spain. Thanks to his great uncle, and X was able to join the partisan aristocracy, just one of many honors bestowed on him. Then, after a group of senators assassinated Y in 44 BC, so Y मर गया, Y was assassinated in 44 BC. X learned of the conqueror's recently redrawn will. तब X को जाके पता लगा कि Y ने अपना will जो था वो बहुत recently redraw किया था और उसमें he had adopted and bequeathed a generous inheritance to X. Who are X and Y? So if I have to summarize, we are talking about timeline is 63 BC, 44 BC वो वाला time. Two people, X and Y. X और relationship भी दिया हुआ है. X's mother was Y's great niece. And yeah, that's more or less. एक बार पढ़ लीजिए और बताइए कौन.
तो Y, एक मिनट. Y Julius Caesar.
Okay.
X Antony.
No, passes to Sulagna.
I just knew Julius Caesar.
Sorry.
Pass.
So Nihal said Y is Julius Caesar and X का उन्होंने कुछ नाम नहीं दिया. Sulagna did not add anything. So Zakir.
Brutus.
No, not Brutus. Malika.
No idea.
Okay. ठीक है. So 5 points to Nihal for getting Y, which is.
और try करूँ.
हाँ, of course. वैसे ही तो rule है. 5 points to Nihal for getting Y, which is Julius Caesar. Now we'll take one more round for X for 2.5 points. Okay. 2.5 points for X. Hint is think of the months of the year. Okay. Hint is think of the months of the year. That is a hint. In English calendar, of course. In Gregorian calendar के महीनों को सोचे.
Augustus.
Yes, Augustus. July and August. Julius and Augustus. Augustus and Julius Caesar. Okay, इन दोनों की कहानी कर रहे थे हम लोग. Augustus and Julius Caesar. Okay. So Nihal gets 7.5. ठीक है. 7.5 to Nihal. Next direct to Sulagna. After the battle of Thermopylae, Xerxes, the Persian emperor, interrogated some Arcadian prisoner. ठीक है. So Persian emperor interrogated some Arcadian prisoners after the famous battle of Thermopylae. We've all seen this battle in the movie 300. Okay. He was curious about Sparta sending only 300 men to fight the Persian army. ठीक है. बड़ा curious हुआ कि भाई साहब आपके यहाँ इतने सारे लोग हैं, 300 लोग ही क्यों भेजे आपने? तो prisoner ने ये बोला, prisoner cited X. ठीक है. X as the reason for the absence of most of the Spartan army. ठीक है. So essentially क्या हो रहा है? एक Persian emperor ने पूछा कि क्यों 300 लोग भेजे. उसने बोला इसकी वजह से ज्यादातर लोग थे ही नहीं. ठीक है. तो the emperor was very surprised and this is what he said. He said, "Ye gods Mardonius, what men have you brought us to fight against? Men that fight not for gold but for glory." So इस कहानी से हमें ये शिक्षा मिलती है. इस कहानी से हमको ये पता लगता है This account strengthens the idea that just like their modern version, the ancient X were a matter of huge national pride and glory. What are we talking about? ठीक है, so basically उसने पूछा कम लोग क्यों थे, उसने बोला बाकी लोग ये इसकी वजह से नहीं लड़ने हैं. तो उसने बोला क्या बात कर रहे हो, what men have you brought us to fight against? Men that fight not for gold but for glory. ये किसको तुम हमारे यहाँ लड़ने ले आए जो गोल्ड के लिए नहीं ग्लोरी के लिए लड़ते हैं. ठीक है, इस कहानी से we all realize that ancient X were also a matter of huge national pride and glory.
My direct, right?
Yes, Sulagna.
Ancient Olympics.
Yes, Olympics is correct. 10 points to Sulagna. They were all busy in Olympics, and that's why he said that they are fighting for gold. These men are not fighting for gold, but fighting for glory, which means ancient Olympics were also a matter of national pride and glory. Superb answer. Sulagna gets 10 points. Next, direct to Zakir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, a certain sport X, export की बात कर रहे हैं, which is now world famous, was invented by a middle-aged British woman in a Manchester hotel room in the mid 1990s. Okay, so ये game जो है वो mid 1990s में invent किया था किसी ने, who is a British woman. It was made popular by a certain franchisee. ये game क्यों popular है? It's because of a certain franchisee that enjoys a cult following. ये franchisee बहुत popular है, especially amongst children. So popular that in United Kingdom there is something called X Premier League, which is played between 10 teams and is split between North and South divisions. And in 2017, West Midlands Revolution won the Premier League of this sport. Which sport are we talking about?
इस स्पोर्ट की अपनी प्रीमियर लीग भी है.
हाँ.
अच्छा.
ये स्पोर्ट मिड 1990s में इन्वेंट हुआ, जो किसी ब्रिटिश मिडिल एजेड औरत ने एक होटल रूम में इन्वेंट किया, और इस वजह से ये पॉपुलर हुआ क्योंकि एक पर्टिकुलर फ्रेंचाइजी की वजह से स्पोर्ट पॉपुलर हुआ, और फ्रेंचाइजी की बहुत फॉलोइंग है, स्पेशली चिल्ड्रन में तो बहुत ज्यादा. ठीक है, अब ये स्पोर्ट इतना पॉपुलर हो गया कि इसका प्रीमियर लीग होने लग गया बेसिकली.
टाजोस?
नहीं, नॉट टाजोस. मालिका?
I have just one doubt. That I was pretty sure it was invented in a train, no? In a moving train. Like she wrote about, I don't know. Is it Quidditch?
Yeah, it is Quidditch. Yes, it is Quidditch. Quidditch is correct. Harry Potter.
Middle-aged British woman, 1990s children franchise.
Yes.
Like loaded.
British woman, J.K. Rowling. हाँ, तो मतलब हैरी पॉटर के हर फंडे या कहीं ना कहीं है कि कभी कोई ट्रेन में, कभी होटल में, यहाँ से या वहां से. So yeah. But most important part was what you said. British woman, franchisee, popular amongst children. 10 points to Malika. Okay, next direct to Nihal. X represent one of our closest living relatives. Okay, when I say our, I mean humans. Okay, X represent one of our closest living relatives, sharing 98% of our genetic DNA. X are one of the two species in its genus, the other one being the bonobo, and we are equally closely related to both species. Evolutionary biologists believe that humans, X and bonobos, shared a common ancestor around 7 million years ago. It was once thought that X and bonobos were subspecies. Okay? At some point, X was called common X and bonobos were called pygmy X. But now they are recognized as two distinct species. Both X and bonobos are mainly found in sub-Saharan Africa, geographically separated by the Congo River. Long story short, you just need to tell me something that is one of our closest living relative, and we share 98% of our genes with this.
Chimpanzee?
Chimpanzees. Absolutely correct. It is chimpanzee. 10 points to Nihal. Okay, 10 points to Nihal. And next direct question to Sulagna. Sulagna, put Funda. There is a cartoon strip in your on your screen right now. Okay, let's look at the screen. There's a patient, there's a doctor. The patient says, "My insurance covers this, right, doc?" Doctor replies, "Sure it does, Yossarian. But there is a dash." Patient says, "What dash?" Doctor says, "Dash. you're covered for the treatment as long as you don't need the treatment. Once you need the treatment, you're no longer covered. The patient replies, that's some dash. That dash. And the doctor replies, it's the best there is. What are we talking about?
All the dashes are the same word, right?
No.
No? Okay.
Some of them are same.
Do I have to give the word or I have to give the funda?
Funda is fine. If you know the funda, you know the word.
Okay.
All the blanks are almost the same. There is thoda bahut difference yahan wahan.
Is it some kind of a disease which is sure that you will die? So that's why you don't need the treatment because you're definitely going to die because of the disease. Is that the one?
No. Zakir?
So yes, I can, but there is a clause.
No. ठीक है. Malika?
Catch.
Okay, do you want to improve your answer? Like, why will I randomly ask you to fill catch in a question?
Yeah, but there's a catch. What catch? That you're covered for the treatment as long as you don't need the treatment. That's some catch. That catch. No, I don't know. Caveat, loophole.
ठीक है, I'll come back to you. I'll come back.
Yeah.
I'll go to Nihal. If no one improves your answer, then we'll see. Nihal?
Is it catch 22?
It is catch 22.
Yeah.
Thank you. Catch 22. It's the same fund of catch 22.
Oh my God.
Perfect answer. My insurance covers this, right? Sure, it does, Yosarian, but there is a catch. What catch? Catch 22. You're covered for the
Wow.
treatment as long as you don't need the treatment. Once you need the treatment, you're no longer covered. That's some catch, that catch 22. It's the best.
Yeah, why would you just ask me catch? Yeah.
Catch
Really,
22 is
Malika?
correct. So Nihal got the exact answer, but I'll have to give some points to Malika. So I will give 8 points to Nihal and 2 to Malika. Okay, 2 for catch and because Nihal got the exact answer, so 8 points to Nihal and 2 for Malika. Okay, time to check the score. Malika is on 37. Nihal is on 25.5. Sulagna not far behind. She's also on 20. And Zakir got 10 points. 10 points for first recorded use of 0.
0. Yes.
Okay, so बहुत close to close है. एक question का फर्क है. एक question पे second, एक question पे third, एक question पे fourth. So very close match. Now the order will be Zakir, Sulagna, Nihal, Malika. Okay. Zakir, Sulagna, Nihal, Malika. This is Zakir's question. X has been branded as the greenest ruler in history. Okay. क्यों इनको greenest बोल रहे हैं? Because the activities during his reign and conquest resulted in the following. हाँ, ये 2-3 चीजें हैं जो उनके राज में और उनके conquest की वजह से हुए थे. Huge swaths of cultivated land returned to forest. बड़ी अच्छी बात है. Huge swaths of cultivated land have returned to forest. Nearly 700 million tons of carbon was removed from the atmosphere. Okay. Third point, and which is the biggest hint, though ecologists might not approve of his methods, they all agree that this might be the first recorded instance of successful man-made environment cooling. ठीक है? So question एक बार समझते हैं कि बहुत मुश्किल है कि इंसान या हमारे काम से वर्ल्ड में कूलिंग होगी. हम जो करते हैं हमेशा ग्लोबल वार्मिंग इस टाइप की चीजें होती हैं. वर्ल्ड टेम्परेचर बढ़ रहा है, ये हो रहा है, वो हो रहा है. दिस माइट बी द फर्स्ट टाइम ऐसा हुआ कि किसी इंसान के काम की वजह से वर्ल्ड का एनवायरनमेंट कूल हुआ. क्यों? बिकॉज सम ऑफ द थिंग्स दैट ही डिड, बिकॉज ऑफ दैट बहुत सारा लैंड रिटर्न टू फॉरेस्ट, लॉट ऑफ कार्बन वाज रिमूव्ड. And the big hint is that ecologists might not approve of his methods. Okay? Which ruler are we talking about?
Ecologists might not agree with his efforts. I'll
One
pass.
input for. अच्छा, ठीक है. Sulagna.
Genghis Khan.
Genghis Khan is correct. 10 points to Sulagna. Genghis Khan is correct because Genghis Khan was responsible for death of over 40 million people. A lot of people think कि उन्होंने हमारे planet का बहुत भला किया. Because of him, lot of land became forest. बहुत पोल्यूशन कम हो गया है
Wow.
तो इकोलॉजिस्ट माइट नॉट अप्रूव ऑफ हिज मेथड कि भाई ये कोई सही तरीका नहीं है वैसे
ये तो
भला करने का. नेक्स्ट डायरेक्ट टू निहाल.
जी.
X, okay, which is either of the two moments in the year when the sun is exactly above the equator and day and night are of equal length. So जब day और night basically equal होता है तो उसको क्या बोलते हैं? अगर मुझे एक लाइन में बोलना हो तो सवाल ये है. Also, either of the 2 points in the sky where the ecliptic in the sense the sun's annual pathway and the celestial equator intersect. Now there are two types of X. One is vernal X, which marks the beginning of spring in northern hemisphere, which occurs around March 21st, and autumnal X, which falls around September 23rd, as the sun crosses the celestial equator going south. Tell me what is X? अगर एक लाइन में सवाल बोलना हो, so what do you call when the day and the night are almost of equal length? That's because the sun is exactly above the equator. There is a technical term for that, जो साल में 2 बार होता है. What word are we talking about?
Summer solstice and winter solstice क्या कहते हैं?
Solstice? No, not solstice. We'll go to Malika.
I don't know. Daylight savings. I don't know.
Not daylight saving. One word. Zakir?
वैसे तो 21 मार्च में देखो होली आती है और सितंबर में दशहरा, तो ये वो भी हो सकता था. Is it called नहीं. No, I'm confused. I'll pass.
So Lagna?
मेरा भी वही था, समर सॉलिस्टिस एंड विंटर.
जून को होता ना शायद.
हाँ वही सॉल्स्टिस जून और दिसंबर में होता है. जस्ट एग्जैक्टली इसके 2-3 महीने बाद.
इस जून और ये.
I don't know.
बस
Hint दे दो.
हाँ हिंट दे रहा हूँ. हिंट दे के शुरू करेंगे विद निहाल. हिंट वही पुराना बेसिक हिंट देते हैं कि द वर्ड स्टार्ट्स विद ई फॉर एको.
Equinox.
Yeah, that is correct. It is equinox. Beauty. It is
Correct,
equinox. 5 points to Nihal. It is equinox. मेरे दिमाग में कब से आ रहा था कि कुर्ला में जो बार स्टॉक एक्सचेंज है वो इक्विनॉक्स पार्क में, बट वो हिंट देना बहुत अजीब होता है.
वो किसी को नहीं पता, मुझे तो डेफिनेटली नहीं पता.
तभी तो नहीं दिया मैं, बट मेरे दिमाग में इक्विनॉक्स जब देखता हूँ वही याद आता है कि अरे निहाल गेट 5 points and equinox is correct. Beautiful crack. And we move to Malika. बहुत डायरेक्ट क्वेश्चन है. किसी का डिस्कोग्राफी है in the sense all the albums released by X, let's call X. So
Shakira.
Yeah, that is correct. 10 points to Malika.
Wow.
Shakira is Oral Fixation, She-Wolf, Shakira, El Dorado. 2014 album was called Shakira, इसलिए मैंने वो हटा दिया था. Shakira is correct.
यार ये तो बहुत पुरानी है यार.
हाँ. 10 points to Malika. Next direct to Zakir. X is loved worldwide by parents and children alike. But the story got its start from author L.A.A. Milne's son. The character of X was actually inspired by real-life teddy bear that was given to Milne's son on his first birthday in 1921. Milne's son's influence did not stop with his teddy bear. X's human best friend was named after the young boy Christopher Robin Milne. ठीक है. So we're talking about something जो दुनिया में बहुत पॉपुलर है, पेरेंट्स को भी पसंद है, चिल्ड्रन को भी पसंद है. बट इसकी कहानी की शुरुआत ए मिलने के बेटे के साथ हुई. कैसे? क्योंकि जो कैरेक्टर है ये जिसकी हम बात कर रहे हैं, जो इसने बनाया था, उसका इंस्पिरेशन आया फ्रॉम उसके बेटे के फर्स्ट बर्थडे पे किसी ने टेडी बियर गिफ्ट किया, तो टेडी बियर से इंस्पायर होके इन्होंने ये कैरेक्टर बना दिया. ठीक है. और भी बहुत सारे इंस्पिरेशन इस कैरेक्टर से रिलेटेड जो है वो उनके रियल लाइफ बच्चे से इंस्पायर्ड है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल इस कैरेक्टर का जो ह्यूमन बेस्ट फ्रेंड है उसका नाम वही है जो उनके बच्चे का था, क्रिस्टोफर रॉबिन मिलने से इंस्पायर्ड है. व्हाट आर वी टॉकिंग अबाउट?
ये कार्टून कैरेक्टर है. अच्छा खाना नहीं बोलेगा. मेरे को यार उसका फोटो दिख रहा है, नाम याद नहीं आ रहा. इज इट पू द टेडी बियर?
हाँ मतलब ऑलमोस्ट सही है. मैं बस एक वर्ड का वेट कर रहा हूँ. तो मैं आपको मौका दूंगा एक बार और सोच के, इफ यू कैन इम्प्रूव, अदरवाइज पार्ट पॉइंट्स तो मिल जाएंगे, जैसे कैच का मलिका को मिला था।
मुझे 2
यार
मिले थे।
मतलब पार्ट पॉइंट्स मिल जाएंगे। आपने अभी तक क्या बोला है, जस्ट फॉर मतलब कंफर्मेशन के लिए?
पू द टेडी बियर।
पू द टेडी बेयर, ठीक है। सो
Pooh the
मतलब मैं
bear.
थोड़ा और इम्प्रूवमेंट का वेट कर रहा हूँ, अदरवाइज पार्ट पॉइंट्स तो है।
सोचने दे। पू द पुडल, ऐसा नाम उसका।
नहीं।
Pooh the- ठीक है यार, पार्ट पॉइंट दे क्या।
अच्छा ओके, सुलग्ना।
Winnie the Pooh.
विनी द पू।
उसका 2
विनी
पॉइंट
द
निकले।
पू। ओके, विनी द पू। अगर विनी होता तो और ज्यादा पॉइंट मिलते, बिकॉज विनी मतलब एक्चुअल नाम है, बट फेयर इनफ। आई एम गिविंग 3 टू जाकिर एंड 7 टू सुलग्ना फॉर cracking Winnie the Pooh together. Sulagna gets more points because Winnie the Pooh is the exact answer, and Zakir gets 3 points for carrying Pooh the bear, which is Pooh. Okay, next direct to Nihal because Sulagna got bulk of the points.
Even.
They are all the same things. हम किसी एक चीज की बात करें तो तीनों सेम ही है, x y और z तीनों बेसिकली सेम चीज ही है। All of them are tropical storms, ठीक है? x y z are all tropical storms, but they are known by different names in different location. समझ रहे हो? चीज एक ही है, बट लोकेशन की वजह से उसके नाम चेंज होते रहते हैं। In the North Atlantic Ocean and Northeast Pacific, they are called X. If the same type of disturbance takes place in Northwest Pacific Ocean, it is known as Y. And in South Pacific and Indian Ocean, Z is the correct term. What is X, Y and Z? तो सवाल समझ लेते हैं क्या है। हम बात एक ही चीज की कर रहे हैं, X, Y और Z जो है वो एक ही चीज है। अगर कोई पूछेगा X, Y, Z क्या है, तो वो है ट्रॉपिकल स्टॉर्म ही, बट अलग अलग जगह उसको अलग अलग बोलते हैं, डिपेंडिंग कि वो कहाँ से शुरू हुआ। अगर नॉर्थ अटलांटिक नॉर्थ ईस्ट पैसिफिक में शुरू हुआ तो एक्स बोलते हैं, अगर सेम डिस्टर्बेंस नॉर्थ वेस्ट पैसिफिक ओशन में हुआ तो वाई बोलते हैं, अगर इंडियन ओशन और साउथ पैसिफिक में हुआ तो उसको जेड बोलते हैं। अपने को एक्स वाई जेड निकालना है, और इसमें मैं पहले बिफोर हैंड बोल रहा हूँ कि एक्स वाई और जेड क्या क्या है वो बताना बहुत जरूरी है, इंस्टेड ऑफ जस्ट टेकिंग दीज नेम्स कि एक्स क्या है, वाई क्या है, जेड क्या है। मतलब एग्जैक्ट कि एक्स ये, वाई ये, जेड ये, नॉट जस्ट। Okay, Malika.
X is hurricane.
Okay.
Y is typhoon.
Yeah.
And Z would be cyclone.
Beautiful. Perfect. Exact. 100% beautiful
Lovely.
answer. It is 10 points. So it's the same thing. It's a tropical storm, but जैसे
I
इंडिया
was
वगैरह
about
में
to
आता
say
है तो हम
tsunami instead of typhoon.
इंडिया में आता है तो हम
tornado.
हाँ, इंडिया में आता है तो साइक्लोन बोलते हैं, यूएस में हरिकेन बोलते
Yeah.
हैं, और बाकी जगह
और नाम
टाइफून
सबके
बोलते
बड़े
हैं।
प्यारे प्यारे रखते हैं ये, जैसे कोई दोस्त है इनके।
हरिकेन, टाइफून एंड साइक्लोन्स। इफ यू लुक एट द मैप, अगर यहाँ पे शुरू हो रहा है तो हरिकेन, यहाँ पे हो रहा है तो साइक्लोन, और इधर हो रहा है तो टाइफून। ग्रेट, सुपर क्रैक। 10 points to Malika. I will now go to Zakir. Zakir's turn. एक कंट्री का फ्लैग दिया है मैंने, इस कंट्री का करंट फ्लैग यही है, ठीक है? पहली बात तो वो क्लियर कर देते हैं। दिस इज द फ्लैग ऑफ दिस कंट्री। नाउ इन 2005 द गवर्नमेंट ऑफ दिस कंट्री बिगैन टू शिफ्ट इट्स एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव सेंटर। तो पहले कुछ और कैपिटल था 2005 तक। 2005 में इन्होंने डिसाइड किया कि हम कैपिटल चेंज करेंगे। तो पहले दे मूव टू अ सिटी कॉल पिनमाना, which is around 300 kilometers, like 200 miles north of the earlier capital. Then they moved to a new capital called Naypyidaw. Okay, Naypyidaw, which is a newly, like उन्होंने बनाया ही एक नया कैपिटल, है ना? Naypyidaw was then proclaimed the capital of the country in 2006. Which country are we talking about? तो एक कंट्री की बात कर रहे हैं जिसका पहले एक और कैपिटल हुआ करता था। वो कैपिटल हम सबने सुना होगा शायद, क्योंकि फेमस कैपिटल था। उन्होंने बोला अब हम नया कैपिटल खुद के लिए बनाएंगे। 2006 में उन्होंने नया कैपिटल बनाया नायपीदाव। तो एज ऑफ नाउ, एज वी स्पीक, उस कंट्री का कैपिटल इज नायपीदाव, एंड द फ्लैग इज द फ्लैग दैट यू सी ऑन स्क्रीन। व्हिच कंट्री आर वी टॉकिंग अबाउट?
जापान।
No, not Japan. Sulagna?
Is it Vietnam?
Not Vietnam. Nihal?
Myanmar.
Myanmar. That is correct. 10 points to
Oh,
Nihal.
that was
Burma.
Yes.
अच्छा नहीं आया.
Burma or Myanmar. Earlier capital was Rangoon, as we all know. Rangoon or Yangon. And they changed from Rangoon to Naypyidaw recently.
Wow.
Made a new capital. Myanmar is correct. Myanmar, बहुत बढ़िया answer. Okay, on that note, last lap of the quiz. Last 4 questions. Starting with Malika. The person that you see on picture, okay, so it's a visual plus text question. The person you see in the picture, her name is Kiang Shenji. Okay, Kiang Shenji. She won a silver medal in women's 20-kilometer walk race at the 2012 Summer Olympics. Okay? You just need to tell me what was so special about her win. There are a lot of hints on the screen. So, आराम से देखिए, सोचिए, and tell me what is so special about her win.
Oh. Did she? Sorry. Like, was this? Did she have a prosthetic leg?
No, not prosthetic leg.
Okay.
Prosthetic leg, because prosthetic legs have different Olympic only. They have Paralympics.
Correct. Yeah.
Zakir,
Did she change her gender?
first, good guess, but no. Sulagna,
Pass.
Nihal,
Yeah, मैं guess ले रहा हूँ.
Hmm.
Think I've read about it.
Mhm.
She was not a woman. She was a man who participated pretending to be a woman, and later he was disqualified, and the medal went to somebody else. Am I right or wrong?
No. Okay. Hint देते हैं. Make it a 5-point question. So the answer is that she was the first dash to win an Olympic medal. पहली बात तो ये है. So we have to fill that dash, first dash, and the dash is a very has a lot of political and regional significance. Okay? A lot of political, strategic, and regional significance. Now look at the name and look at the screen and tell me what can she be? Like, first dash to win an Olympic medal. That dash has a lot of regional, political, strategic significance.
Okay, I don't know. Is she either Bhutanese or Tibetan? I don't know. The first Bhutanese.
First
No,
Bhutanese to win an
how
Olympic medal. No, passes to Zakir.
First Tibetan.
Yes,
Maybe.
that is correct. 5 points to Zakir on Tibetan. So yeah, next direct to Sulagna. Last 3 questions. Sulagna, Dhul Karnain, literally translating to possessor of 2 horns, is a historical figure mentioned in the Quran. Okay, so in Quran, a historical figure is mentioned इस नाम से. Okay, अब कुरान में ये बोलते हैं कि he is described as a great and righteous king. Now there are many interpretations. According to classical interpretations, the word literally means the one who has reached both the horns of the sun, from the east where it rises to the west where it sets during his journey. So think of someone who has reached both where the sun rises, which is east, and where the sun sets, west. अपने journey में इन्होंने सब cover किया. Now, contemporary Islamic scholars or contemporary people who basically are trying to figure out who is this person, they think that this king is Dhul Karnain. I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing it correctly. Who is this person? Okay, read the question carefully. There are enough hints.
Actually, no, pass. I don't know this.
Okay, passing to Nihal.
मैं ज़्यादा तो नहीं जानता कुरान का, लेकिन मैं जर्नी से मुझे
हाँ नहीं कुरान का like literally zero knowledge चाहिए क्रैक करने के लिए. So don't
अच्छा,
think about Quran. It's nothing to do with Quran as such. The second half is where middle is where all the hints are.
both horns of the sun, which is basically एक राजा है जिसने बहुत लड़ाइयाँ जीती हैं और ईस्ट से वेस्ट. अलेक्जेंडर हो सकता है.
हाँ exactly. You just have to focus on some Raja who has covered east to west बहुत ज़्यादा. So it's
Anchor and
nothing to
number
do.
1.
Yes. So
I was only
Alexander is
thinking
correct.
निहाल भाई 4 रहे.
Nihal bhai gets 10 points, and it is Alexander. 10 points to Nihal. Alexander, superb answer. We now move to Malika. Malika, you're direct. On 3rd July 1994, during the game between Argentina and Romania, football pundit Alan Hansen commented this. Okay, now this comment is the most important part of the question. ध्यान से पढ़ेंगे. The Argentine defender warrant shooting for a mistake like that. Okay, so basically क्या हुआ होगा, एक अर्जेंटीन डिफेंडर ने कुछ गलती की होगी, ठीक है. 3 जुलाई 1994 को मैच चल रहा है, एक आदमी कमेंट्री कर रहा है और डिफेंडर ने कुछ गलती की और उसने कमेंट्री में फ्लो में बोला दिस डिफेंडर वांट शूटिंग फॉर अ मिस्टेक. ऐसे मिस्टेक में तो गोली मार देनी चाहिए. Due to an incident that had occurred just a day earlier, okay? Due to an incident that had occurred a day earlier, this comment led to massive outrage. So that BBC had to issue a public apology. What do you think happened on 2nd July 1994 that shook the football world and also the world in general?
Okay, so this is not a sports question. Thank God. That shook the football.
Yeah, it is essentially a football related question, but even if you're not a football fan, there is reason to believe that you might know this.
I mean, the only thing I ever know that was Diego Maradona from Argentina. I don't know.
Huh.
He had some hand of God situation happening, no? But I 2nd July 1994. I don't know. Pass.
Okay, passing to Zakir.
मेरे को कुछ नाम नहीं पता है, पर मेरे को शायद मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि मुझे इंसिडेंट मालूम है.
हाँ.
तो कैन आई टेल द इंसिडेंट? इज इट?
हाँ. इंसिडेंट पार्ट पॉइंट्स तो फॉर श्योर है, बिकॉज इंसिडेंट इज इम्पोर्टेंट.
Some footballer was shot dead.
Correct.
After the match.
करेक्ट. ओके, और कुछ? मैं जस्ट चूंकि आप पार्ट पॉइंट्स टारगेट कर रहे हो, और कुछ ऐड करना चाहते हो?
हाँ, बस इतना ही, मेरे को ये इतना ही मालूम.
cool. So फुटबॉल ठीक है, पार्ट पॉइंट्स, बट अनलेस किसी और ने बहुत ही स्पेसिफिक आंसर दिया तो ज्यादा मिलेगा. सुलग्ना,
Did he let a last minute penalty के वक्त let a goal happen and then he was shot later because of the whole drug mafia and all that?
Yeah. मतलब कहानी you are right, but like footballer being shot तो has already, मतलब हम उस वहां तक पहुंच चुके हैं. Is there a way you can be more specific, like which footballer or like which country, like something more than what Zakir already said? Like mafia is a good addition that you made to what Zakir already said. So mafia, yeah, that is the word I was looking for. Yes, Escobar is the word I was waiting for. So it is the shooting of Andres Escobar. Andres Escobar was the from Colombian team. It's very interesting story. There's a great documentary called The Two Escobars, which you should watch. And he was a fantastic footballer and everything. And in the 1994 Football World Cup, he scored a goal, an own goal. And when they went back to Colombia, he was shot dead. Okay, and obviously that became a big thing. And the very next day, किसी पंडित ने ये बोल दिया कि अरे यार ऐसे मिस्टेक में तो गोली मार देनी चाहिए. अरे brother,
क्या घटिया.
इंटरनेट पे ये होता था.
Bad timing.
फिर भी सवाल पहुंच गया.
Yeah, but Sulagna got Escobar, which I was waiting for. So Sulagna will get bulk. So I will give again 3 to Zakir and 7 to Sulagna. Because Escobar is the word I was looking for. 3 to Zakir, 7 to Sulagna.
इस पूरे इंसिडेंट का पाब्लो एस्कोबार से कुछ लेना देना नहीं है ना?
Sort of है, at some level है, because कोलंबिया में ही हुआ था. और ऐसा बोलते हैं कि उनके ही लोगों ने मरवाया था, बट वो कभी प्रूफ तो ऑब्वियसली हो नहीं पाया. बट इसीलिए कहानी बड़ी इंटरेस्टिंग है. The story of two Escobars. One is Pablo, one is Andres.
मैं देखता हूँ.
The two Escobars.
The two Escobar.
Okay, now with that we come to the last question of the group, of the quiz, and probably the match deciding question. When taking into account both weight and length, the green X is the largest snake in the world, growing up to 9 meter long and weighing as much as 227 kg. Okay, picture it. That's longer than 6 10-year-olds lying head to foot and heavier than all of them put together. Tell me X.
Anaconda.
Anaconda is correct. The answer is also, the result is also the exact thing that happened in the last quarterfinal. Wow, what a deja vu. बहुत quickly deja vu हो गया. But great, 10 points to Nihal for getting Anaconda right. And that brings us to the end of the quiz. That brings us to the end of the quiz. Great, well played everyone. Just like the last quarterfinal, just like the last semi-final, this one also went down the wire to the last question. The last question decided the
winner.
result. The winner. Okay. Malika had 37 after the first half, and then she got 2 more 10 pointers in this round with Shakira and
Malika had more than 30. Malika had 37 in first half, huh?
Sorry, Malika had 37. She got Shakira right, 10 points, and she got what else did she get?
She's just very pleased with life right now.
Equinox.
Doesn't matter what she got.
She got her toast.
Oh, she got Hurricane, Typhoon, and Cyclone.
Yeah.
Hurricane, Typhoon, Cyclone. So she got 20 points, 57. So Malika ends on 57. Now we come to Sulagna. Sulagna had 20 after the first half. She got 24 in the second half. She got 7 points each from Zakir or Inka split twice. That happened 7-3. One she got it for Andres Escobar, and one she got it for Winnie the Pooh. And she got a 10-pointer, which was Chengiz Khan, I think. Hai
Yeah. Yeah.
Chengiz Khan. So 24 plus 20, Sulagna ends on 44. Zakir had 10 in the first half. He got 3 each for Winnie the Pooh and Escobar, and 5 points he got for first Tibetan to win a medal. So 21 to Zakir, 21. And now comes the match defining, and the reason Anaconda was the match defining penalty, shootout, extra time, thriller type of an answer is because Nihal had 25.5. Then he got 5 points for something, 5 points for cash 22. No, sorry, he got 5 points. 1 second, yeah.
5 से ज़्यादा दिया था मुझे लगता है.
Sorry, वो तो पहले राउंड में ही हो गया था. He got 5 points for Equinox. Okay. Then another 10 points for Myanmar. Okay. Then 10 points for Alexander. Okay. So before I asked the Anaconda question, you were on 50.5. Okay. You were on 50.5 and Malika was on 57. So Anaconda was the defining answer.
Wow.
अगर आप pass करते तो आप हार जाते, but आपने Anaconda सही दे दिया, which means you ended on 60.
जीवन में पहली बार मैं किसी सांप को शुक्रिया कर रहा हूँ.
You win the quiz by just 3.5 points.
Wow.
And,
Wow.
Too much for me.
But so well played.
But yeah, all that aside, congratulations to Nihal. Nihal Parashar becomes the second finalist. And what a dream run this has been.
And
coincidence.
Malika played so well.
Malika played so
Malika
well.
played so well. Nihal bhai, congratulations, Baba.
Congratulations.
Malika played
like
so
a
well.
champion.
Yeah, played like a champion. And also, Nihal wasn't even supposed to be in this semi-final till a few hours back.
हाँ.
This is called like, हाँ, तो मतलब master like luck का stroke बोल लो या जो भी बोल लो. And then he came to the semi-final and he became the winner. So beautiful.
क्योंकि उस वाले में तो मैं ऐसे भी नहीं जीत सकता था.
Yeah, all said and done. Thank you once again, first of all, to Sulagna, Zakir, and Malika. Always a pleasure to host all of you. And then, of course, all the best. All the best to Nihal.
Thank you, Devi. All the best.
रात 10 बजे.
Thank you. All the best, Nihal.